Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and on this mailbag, remember, it was filmed on Tuesday, November 16th, so if anything crazy happened, please don't yell at me down in the comments. Now, if you want your questions on, you got to use hashtag Raiders or Super Chat. This first one's coming in. It's a Super Chat from Mr. Emerald123. Mitch, if the Raiders win every game from now on, can they make the playoffs and win the division? Of course they can. If they win every game from here on out, you're 13-4, which that probably puts you at the AFC West Championship, and it's going to put you definitely as a division leader. I mean, I would imagine, right? Yeah, because if you win from here on out, it means you beat the Chiefs, it means you beat the Chargers, which means you'd have the tiebreaker over them. So obviously, yes, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the magic number, if you want a chance to make the playoffs, is 10. If you can get to 10 wins, you at least got a shot. Let's go to Shane. I think the loss of Ruggs hurt the team more than Gruden resigning. I actually 100% agree with you. They responded well after Gruden left, but look, lost without Ruggs on the team. And I think it goes with two different things. One, Ruggs was a major part of that offense overall. And as much as John Gruden was a leader in terms of being the head coach, I would also make the argument that a lot of the players were more impacted by losing their friend and also just the entire gravity of that situation. So I agree with you. The loss of Ruggs is a much bigger deal than Gruden. Let's go to Jappy Sauce. Richie Incognito should retire. Thoughts? I actually 100% agree with this thought. If I was Richie Incognito, I personally would have retired. Now, I can understand him wanting to finish out the season because he's going to get a few game checks, but he could have the mindset to retire, but I also think that having him in the locker room and having him be a leader is very important. But at this point, he suffered a setback with the calf. The Raiders have already come out and said that they're hoping, best case scenario, he's going to be ready by week 15. I mean, we've been sitting here, he's been battling a calf strain since August 19th. 3 months, he's 38 years old, as big as he is. Sorry, Richie, I think it's time to hang it up. But what do y'all think here? Y for yes, N for no. Should Richie Incognito retire from the National Football League? Let me know down in the comments section below. I want you to type Y for yes, N for no. As much as it pains me to say it, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to type my Y for yes. Now, Raider fans out there that are looking for more Raiders video content, luckily for you, I got you covered here. So we just partnered up with Amazon Alexa, and I'm really excited to see what we're doing here. So if you guys want to see a preview to every single Raiders game, it's going to be me and a chat sports analyst breaking it all down for you. So this is known as the 2-minute drill, and again, it's on Amazon video devices like the Echo that you see over here. So whether you have the Echo device or like you have a Fire Stick, if you're looking for more Raiders videos, then please listen up here. So what you got to do, we break it all down. You can go on your Alexa video devices like the Echo Show. If you have a Fire TV, then all you got to do is simply say, hey Alexa, play the Raiders 2-minute drill. So again, I was really excited what we have going on. And if you're wondering what exactly the 2-minute drill is, it's 60 seconds of me breaking down the Raiders side of the matchup, and it'll be 60 seconds of a chat sports analyst breaking down the Bengals side of the matchup. Now, these videos go up on the device Friday morning, and they last until kickoff. But if you're just looking for an extra in-depth look for the Raiders side, if you're looking for the in-depth look at the Bengals side, you can get both of that. Again, all you got to do is just say, hey, Alexa, show me the Raiders 2-minute drill. If you want to watch another NFL team, say, hey, Alexa, show me the Bengals 2-minute drill. Hey, Alexa, show me the Chiefs 2-minute drill. It works for all of that kind of stuff, and it starts Friday, and it runs until Sunday. I would appreciate it if you guys did it because I am actually pretty excited that we paired up with Amazon. All right, let's go to this next one here from Matthew Devora. No offense on Derek, so no offense, because I love Derek Carr, but we need to turn this around. Got to go for Watson. We'll love it in Vegas. Oh boy. Well, I'm not going to say go out and get Deshaun Watson until the allegations are cleared because I don't want somebody who's got 22 allegations up against women playing quarterback for my team personally. That's not something that I would stand behind, but if the Raiders do want to decide to move on from Carr, I think it has a lot more to do with going out in the draft than going out and getting somebody. But there's going to be a lot of big-name quarterbacks out there. I think Russell Wilson will be available. Deshaun Watson will be available. Aaron Rodgers will be available. And if you're not confident in a lot of the younger quarterbacks, because I'm actually not really confident in a lot of the quarterbacks coming out in this year's draft, you could look to free agency. But I will also say the last time that I heard there's not many good quarterbacks in this year's draft was 2017. Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, those guys are pretty good athletically and overall in the field. So You just never know. It's really as simple as that. Let's go to Jared Teakin Whack. Who has been your biggest surprise player this year? On the Raiders, I would say the biggest surprise player that I've seen, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go with Max Crosby for the simple fact of I knew Max was good. I never anticipated Max being a top 5 player at his position in the NFL. He's definitely elevated this game. I've been very impressed with Corey Littleton taking that next step. Yannick Ngakoue has been very good as well. And overall, the defense in general, Casey Hayward has absolutely balled out. From the offensive side of the football, the biggest surprise was actually trending in Henry Ruggs' favor, but that's no longer the option. I'm going to go ahead and say Max Crosby because I knew he was good. I never thought he was this elite. Now, for those of you that are watching this live, it's not my dad's birthday, but this video is going to go out on November 20th, and all I want you to do is wish him a happy birthday. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be hanging out with him in Las Vegas this weekend. I know we're excited to hit up a few different food joints. I see Marshall in the back raising the roof, so it distracted me a little bit. But what I want you to do is type HBD down in the comments, show my dad some love, and if you guys want to let me know what your birthday is, please go ahead and do so. Hit me up on IG, and I'll give you a birthday shout-out. Let's go to Juicehead89. What's up? Jacobs, our franchise running. He ain't going anywhere. Do we draft a wide receiver next year? Well, I hate to break it to you. Jacobs, I do not see getting a contract extension. He'll play on the team next season, obviously. He'll finish out his contract with the Raiders, and then, they're probably going to send him off. And then you go out and you draft a new running back. I mean, the running back position is the easiest thing to be able to get going forward, especially out of the draft. In terms of drafting a receiver, I don't see the Raiders drafting one in the first round. If I was the team, if I was the manager, I would look at the offensive line. Tons of talent at the offensive line position. Also, some good defenders as well, but I'm going in the trenches. That's where I'm building. Let's go to Tony Collins. What is wrong with Darren Waller? Injured, back on drugs, mentally checked out. What the hell is wrong with you? No, none of the above here. What's wrong with Waller? I don't think anything's wrong with Waller. Sorry he's not having as good of a statistical season as what some of y'all were hoping for, but he's got 44 receptions, 494 yards, 2 touchdowns. I just think it really comes down to NFL teams now know without Ruggs, if you double cover Waller, you take Waller away from Carr, Carr really, really struggles. And then Hunter Renfro's been struggling to get open. Zay Jones, I'm sorry, he should not be getting as many snaps as he's getting. And then Bryan Edwards. Bryan Edwards did a better job, but it's NFL teams locking in on Waller because the Raiders don't really have anyone else that can beat you right now one-on-one. Let's go to Fresh Out Raider. Draft, oh boy, Matt Corral in the first round. So Corral is, he's a good quarterback out of Ole Miss, and I've already seen some of these pictures that are trending on Twitter. I've seen some pictures trending on IG of, Matt in a Raiders jersey, and he's a fun overall player. The issue is this. Drafting a quarterback in the first round is not the way that I would invest my first-round pick for this franchise. If you want to draft a quarterback, maybe you can get somebody in the second or third round. I would rather somebody learn behind Derek Carr, let DC finish out the year. But if you guys want to let me know whether or not the Raiders should go ahead and draft a quarterback, please go ahead and let me do so. If there's other quarterbacks that you think are better, please. I like Malik a lot from Liberty, but I don't see the Raiders drafting a quarterback in the first round. But this is what makes this show fun. All the Carr drama, all the Raiders drama from top to bottom. Now, if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and use hashtag Raiders, or you can go ahead and super chat. Please let me know down in the comments. All right, what up, Stephen Bryant? What's the odds Mike Mayock is back on TV next year looking foolish with his draft grading of teams? I don't really know what the chances of that happening. I'd probably give it actually 2 Chucky heads, because if the Raiders don't make the playoffs, I think it's time for Mike Mayock to go. And if I'm being 100% with you, I would clean house. The only person I would legitimately keep is probably Gus Bradley, but the entire Raiders front office, the entire Raiders organization, as bad as it's been from 2017, I mean, you have to be able to look at the truth. It's been bad trades, bad free agency moves, bad draft picks, and overall, all the stuff that has happened to this organization, you do got to put some blame somewhere, and it starts at the top. Obviously, Mark Davis isn't going to go anywhere, but if it was up to me, I would clean house, and I hate using the word rebuild, but you got to rebuild at some point. And it's been a rebuild for, 20, 30 years at this point, but I'm sorry, it's just kind of the way you have to go. Let's go to Michael. What up, man? What's the percentage you give the Raiders signing Adams this offseason? So honestly, I think anything over 25% is ridiculously high, but that's just the way percentages work. I'm going to sit here and say I really think if if Adams hits the free agent market, the team that is the most likely to go out and sign him, I will say, is the Raiders because of Derek Carr with that connection. Now, it might change up a little bit what the head coach wants, but I really think the top team to go out and get Davante Adams this offseason is the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, if the Raiders end up getting him, we'll keep you updated. But also, I want you guys to subscribe to Chat Sports, youtube.com/ChatSportsTV. I'm always live every single Wednesday. I also make NFL videos for Chat Sports as well. Whether you're looking for NFL, NBA, college football videos, Chat Sports has you updated. We got over 267,000 subs, I believe, right now. So if you want more videos from me, if you want more NFL content, all you got to do is subscribe, youtube.com/ChatSportsTV. I don't know who's running community right now, but that's the wrong link. So if you could put the Chat Sports link in there, Trace, that would be great. Let's go to the next thing coming in here from Poke Nick. Should the Raiders cut Jonathan Abram to free cap space and then sign another cornerback? No, you're not going to cut Jonathan Abram. As much as I don't like Abram playing in coverage, you're not going to go ahead and cut him. That doesn't make any sense. You still need a strong safety. Abram is a valuable player. I'm going to put Gus Bradley solely responsible as well for putting Abram in coverage situations, because if you're putting Abram in coverage situations, it's just not putting your player in the best situation. Put him up near the line of scrimmage. If you need to run a QB spy, you can do that. Running plays, Abram needs to be on the field. If you think they're going to pass, though, he can't be in coverage. It's really as simple as that. Let's go to Mr._Shelby20. Raiders need to stop reaching for players in the upcoming draft. Yeah, you're not lying. Now, I'm kind of curious to see what happens going forward, because Mike Mayock said it himself. He didn't want Ruggs and he didn't want Damon Arnett. That was more of John Gruden's picks. And from what I hear, Gruden was the guy making the first-round decisions and Mayock was making the other decisions. If that's true, I have a little bit more confidence in the Raiders going forward. But, yeah, you got to stop reaching on players. And there's so much analytics. There's so much video out there. There's so much tape. And there's so many people that know what they're talking about. For you to reach on a player like Arnett, to me, just says that you didn't do any homework whatsoever and you panicked. Let's go to Michael and Haynes. We don't need a quarterback. We need a better offensive line. You need a better offensive line. You need better defensive tackles. I think you need overall a little bit more depth. I'm pleased with the linebacker position. I like the cornerbacks, honestly. Once Trayvon Mullen comes back, you have Casey Hayward. We'll see if you're able to bring him back. But with all the one-year deals the Raiders have, with the amount of players that are going to hit free agency, there's going to be a lot of holes to fill. So until we see what happens in free agency, there's still way, way too many question marks to talk about the draft. Let's go to Dave So. Appreciate the super chat. Would Carr adjust his contract to get Adams? I personally don't see why he would. I mean, he's going to make $19.9 million next year. He's got $0 million of dead cap hit. Not many quarterbacks as good as Derek Carr have that type of contract, and in fact, his contract is very, very friendly. The bigger question is what the Raiders decide to do, because if you are going to extend DC, even if it's just for a short-term deal, I mean, he's going to make $30 million a year. I personally wouldn't extend Carr. That's up to me. I would let the contract finish out and kind of, figure out what you're going to do going forward. But Carr's not going to adjust his contract, nor would I ask him to. $19.9 million for a quarterback as good as him, that's a steal. Let's go to Armin. We were in the game until Deshaun Jackson fumbled. The momentum changed, and at the fourth quarter, we had no energy. Why is face-on versus Tyreek Hill one-on-one? Yeah, I don't really have a good answer for that. I also don't know why Tyreek Hill was on, or Desmond Trufant was one-on-one with Tyreek. I couldn't really figure out what the Raiders' game plan was, leaving Tyreek one-on-one, leaving Abrams, and then Daniel Levin on Travis Kelce. That didn't make a lot of sense, but you're right. This was a 24-14 ball game. You hit Deshaun Jackson deep. Worst case scenario, I like to think you come away with a field goal. It's 24-17. After that, the Raiders totally folded like a lawn chair, but I think that's also a big problem to have. There was still plenty of time left in that game, and as soon as that happened, Derek Carr looked like he saw a ghost. The entire defense looked like they saw a ghost. The entire team was like, oh well, we're just going to lose and get our ass kicked. That's a major, major problem, and it starts with Bisaccia, because if there's one thing that Gruden did, he laid into his team a little bit. Bisaccia is afraid to do it, which I think definitely showed in Sunday Night Football. What up, Bobby? Hey, Mitch, what's the status of Gerald McCoy? From what I know, I did not expect him to come back this season. I could be wrong in that, but I'll try to figure out a little bit more. Again, I'm doing this video on Tuesday. If any more information comes out, we'll try to keep you updated. What up, Phil? if Watson wins all his cases, do you think we should try and get him? If Watson comes out 100%, where everything was made up, the issue is if it was one allegation, I'd be like, okay, it's 22 allegations, and the stories that these girls are coming up with, I don't think could be made up. Do I think O.J. Simpson did it? Yes. Did O.J. get off? Yes, he did. So just because Watson gets off doesn't mean I don't think he's guilty. I think Watson's guilty. Now, again, you can just figure out what you want, but at the end of the day, man, I don't want Deshaun Watson because I just think it's a bad look, but who knows? Who knows? Let's go to Hector. Raiders should trade Derek Carr, move on, look for a quarterback in free agency 2022, Trevon Diggs to the Raiders. Well, Cowboys aren't going to give up Diggs, so that ain't going to happen. And then moving on from Derek Carr, what would you want for him? Because he's got 1 year left on his deal. I personally say hang on to Derek. You can go ahead and draft a quarterback, let the quarterback learn underneath DC, but there's just not going to be many teams out there that are going to give you the draft capital that you want for Derek Carr. Whether that's fair or not, it's just the truth. Now, if I didn't get to your guys' question, I'm sorry. You can always hit me up on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. I know this was a little bit quicker of a live show. I'm going to be honest. I'm running on E in terms of overall energy. Sam and I got like 2 hours of sleep the last night in Vegas, and then this past night I think I got like 4 hours of sleep because I had to go pick up Alex at the airport. But that's besides the point. Hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365.